Alright, that's two. One more to go. Milan beat Napoli 1-0 at the San Siro in the Champions League quarterfinal first leg. In a game that was physical, nasty, even, probably. And Milan come victorious because we were decisive, okay? That was the fact of the matter. This is a dogfight, and we got dogs, okay? You come into games like these, and you want Teo Hernandez on your side. You want Mike Maignan. You want Sandro Tonali. You want David de Calabria. Those are the guys you want on your side in those pressure moments, because when the intensity rises, they rise with it, okay? When the intensity rises, they rise with it. Time and time and time again. These guys have stepped up to the plate every single time. Every single time. It was amazing to watch Tonali again. Again. Just honestly, I was already high on him, but every single game that passes, he just gets better and better and better. And the bigger the challenge, the bigger the player he is. I said it last week, and I'll say it again. He is the combination of Pirlo and Gattuso. He has enough technical ability to keep it interesting, and the tenacity, the heart, the passion, the physicality. The physicality that he doesn't look like he has. But he goes up again against Anguissa, and there's only one winner every single time. He physically bullies these guys. He goes up against Højbjerg. He goes against anybody in the world. Somehow he is more physical than that guy. He comes out on top in these duels time and time and time again. He's just simply a cut above. A summary of the game. We start out pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. There was obviously some nerves, and immediately Anguissa's running down the right wing, plays a ball across. Kjaer doesn't handle it. Krunic doesn't handle it. It ends up with Kvaratskhelia with an open goal, and Calabria saves it off the line. Incredible save immediately. Changes that moment immediately. We would have lost the entire tie. That moment right there, that we concede, it's over. The tie's over. Completely different game. Our play style doesn't work as well. Tie is over if they score right there. Calabria makes a huge, incredible stop. We were a little bit nervous. We conceded possession. They had one or two long shots. Mike handled both of those. And then the game sparks into life in the 24th minute when Leao decides, oh, holy shit, I'm really good. And he gets the ball, miscontrols a little bit, but he is so fast, so explosive. The agility, the burst from 0 to 60, unlike you've ever seen. Okay? He gets the ball, bullies Rahmani, bullies Anguissa, gets on the, forces Kim Min-jae to choose, and he chooses Giroud. He comes right on his left, tries to curl it into the bottom corner, just misses. Like as close as you could possibly be without hitting the post. Just so unbelievably close. And that was the moment that, I mean, you could just watch the highlights and immediately all the highlights shift to the other side. It was all Napoli for 25 minutes and then immediately now you get to see a real game, okay? We turn up the intensity. That moment, that run, I think, just was like, okay, we're in here. We're in this game. We have the talent required for this moment. Let's join proceedings, okay? They came in and the intensity was immediately higher. We out-physicaled them. We kept winning the ball. And then Calabria plays the ball into Brahim. Brahim draws Mario Rui, Lobotka, and Anguissa all to the ball. Nice little shifty move. Gets out in on the counter. And plays. This is the progression in Brahim's game that needs to happen. The progression is finding the final ball and making the correct decisions at the right time with the right way and so on. He didn't do that in this play. He played a terrible ball to Leao that should have killed counterattacks. That's a counterattack killing pass. Okay, but when Leao gets to Leao and he doesn't take a touch, he doesn't take a second. He sees a gap and he plays a perfectly weighted ball with the right amount of pace and the right precision to get it right to Bennacer, who takes no hesitation, no touch, fires it in bottom corner of the net, met it with a really weak save with his foot. I don't know why he went that way, and it goes to the roof of the net. Incredible goal. And just incredible goal. It summed up the adrenaline and the intensity and the speed of the match. And we're up 1-0. Then in stoppage time of the first half, we get a corner. Kjaer is wide open. just so wide open, it's unbelievable. And he heads it right down the middle, hits the bar, and bounces out. So unbelievably unlucky. I mean, he really has to score there. Like, he really has to score. He's so unbelievably open. He could put in any corner. It hits the bar, and that was halftime. And I don't know what was happening at halftime. I saw Di Lorenzo was beefing with Pioli for some reason, and some Napoli players were getting on, were talking shit to each other. I didn't understand what was happening. But generally, the second half, those moments and the second half kind of showed you that teams embody their managers. The teams embody their managers. And when push came to shove and the intensity got to a higher level, Milan were composed but physical. Okay? And Napoli were completely lost their composure, and they were whiny. Which is exactly what Spalletti is half the damn time. He's just complaining about everything. He's complaining about the media, despite the fact that they praise them nonstop. He's complaining about Pep Guardiola for saying that they're a good team. He's complaining about the draw. He's complaining about everything. Okay? And that's what his team showed. Every single time, everything was against them in their eyes, and everything was a whining. Now, I will say, the referee was a bit weird with his yellow card distribution. But every foul he called was a foul. So the foul on both fouls on Anguissa, both fouls, both yellow card offenses. No mistake there. The foul on Kim Min-jae was a foul, a correct foul. He gave him a yellow for his demonstration, which I think was weird. But at the same time, Kim Min-jae should have been booked earlier when he tried to kill Giroud in the first half. He was stamping on his ankle. So no, I really don't care that he's suspended either. Di Lorenzo got a booking for, argument or whatever. I always hate the argument bookings. Those suck. Krunic is the really egregious one, because he really should have been booked and he wasn't. But hey, that boosts us. He would have been out for the second leg, and thank God we still have him. Other than that, second half was pretty even, more just back and forth. It was mostly a midfield battle, which we consistently won. Calabria's work on... Calabria against Kvaratskhelia in these two games, it's just art. It's magic. It's defending personified. If you want to learn how the game is played, if you want to learn how defending is an art, you watch those performances. And anyone who thinks that an average, mediocre player, right? Oh, we don't stand for mediocrity. That's why we don't like Calabria. No, you're fucking idiots. That's why you don't like Calabria. So if you watch that and you say, oh, that's a mediocre player, you're just an idiot. You're an idiot who doesn't know what they're watching. It's just as simple as that. It's okay. You can admit it. Nothing bad happens. We won't think less of you than we already do. Like, it's as simple as that. I'm sorry, but you're just a moron if you don't see how unbelievably good Calabria is. Seriously. You fast forward, the game continued, to be very physical, and then Anguissa gets his red card, and everybody's on my timeline was like, oh, we should have pushed more, we should have pushed harder. Like, no, we play our game. We did push for 2-0. We had been pushing for 2-0 the entire time, but we pushed for 2-0 in our way. Okay, you don't get to just switch into a different gear in the 70th minute. That's just not how it works. At the same time, they have all that pace on the other side of the field. Do you really want to give them the opportunity to exploit it? We've played a fundamentally sound game the whole time. Okay? And we did have opportunities to make it 2-0. First of all, there's the Selemakers penalty, which I won't even get too much into it. But more importantly, we had multiple times where we're in the final third where it's 4-on-4 or 4-on-3 and whatever, and we just messed up the final pass. That's nothing coaching about it. There's no push forward and suddenly those passes are better. We just made the wrong decisions. One thing I will say is the Rebic substitution I thought was a mistake, because Bennacer was forming a 3 in midfield when he was behind Giroud, but he was also going more advanced than Giroud, pressing high and having Giroud basically occupy the attacking midfielder position. And once Rebic came on, and it was like a 4-4-2 basically, and those two stayed high, all that space between the strikers and the midfielders, like Ndombele was just getting in there and getting the ball and being able to turn and receive and pass out, which is the main strategy we were trying to avoid. We had completely flooded out Lobotka and Anguissa and Zielinski from doing that. Every single time they received the ball, it was under pressure. So I thought that was a mistake from Pioli. But regardless of that, they ended up having a few chances. Matias Oliveira had a really nice chance saved. Sorry, not Matias. Di Lorenzo had a really nice chance saved, my bad, by Mike, who's just phenomenal again. And then Matias Oliveira had a header, which, I mean, is categorized, I guess, as a big chance, but I mean, I'm sorry. He hits it at the top of his, like, right here. He has no idea where it's going. There's no direction. He didn't hit it with his forehead. He didn't try to go, like, really direct it anywhere. That was just one of those, like, oh, shit, I hope this goes somewhere. And it ended up going over the bar. And it's like, I'm sorry, that's not a chance. It's a half chance at best. And, yeah, that's 1-0. We go to the San Paulo. No Anguissa. No Kim Min-jae, who is suspended after accumulation of yellow cards. But Spalletti comes out in the press conference afterwards and says Osimhen is 100% in the next game, which is good. I'm good. I'm happy. Let him come. I want no excuses when we beat the brakes off them again. Come. Please do it again. And honestly, Pioli's team talk was a stat. Pioli's team talk for this upcoming game should be a stat. We have 5 consecutive Champions League clean sheets, right? 5 consecutive. Make it 6 and we're in the semifinal. Simple as that. You don't need any more motivation than that. Make it 6 clean sheets and we're in the Champions League semifinal. They don't need to do... all they have to do is just keep a clean sheet. It's easier said than done, but it's simple. It's direct. It's in your face. Keep another clean sheet. You've done it 5 times in a row. Do it again. That's as simple as it is.